Hey, Nisha here, and nothing like a gorgeous day, it's absolutely gorgeous day, to talk about something that you can play inside and spend all of your time away from nature. Or, with the Nintendo Switch, be able to play it on the go and whatnot. One of the games I want to talk about today is actually Hollow Knight. This game actually, I just saw it was Wario 64, the kind of the news account, news website. They actually pointed out a Best Buy deal for $25 for the Nintendo Switch physical cartridge version of the game. Now, this is interesting to me because, from a business standpoint, okay, they price the digital game, which is everything including the DLC, same stuff you get in the cart, as about $15. So the Best Buy deal is $25. So you're spending $10 more, and it's supposedly a deal. And it gets even crazier when I tell you that it's still a deal, even when you count for the fact that with the eshop, you could have gotten the digital game, and you probably will be able to get in the future for about half off, so around $7.50, $8 or so. Now, why you probably want to pick this up, if you're a fan of the game at least. I'm not just saying just to flip the game, whatever, because I think honestly people are going to end up spending more time trying to get like $10 in so-called profit that they end up, you're better off just working. You're better off just working rather than trying to, flip games and whatnot. But let's say you really like the game series, and let's say you already have the digital version and you want to add a physical copy because you truly love it. Or even if you don't keep it sealed, you'll open it up because there's actually some cool stuff in there. There's a game manual and there's a map. Okay, and unlike a lot of games now where those things are no longer included at all, that's in this package, which I think that's something interesting. That's something I note. That's actually one of the reasons why I got the Story of the Seasons Premium Edition, because they included a lot of care in their, in their game design. So in the game itself, in that game, there was a bunch of stuff inside, but then even more for the Premium Edition was a lot of, little extras and really a lot of passion went into it, in my opinion. But anyway, getting back to this, if you want to get this game. Right now, I was seeing it was on Amazon for about $50, and on eBay it's about the same. GameStop sells it for about that used, and this is again sealed new version, and you can get this on Best Buy right now. So at minimum, let's say you just really want a copy of the game. I don't anticipate it ending up dropping below $25. I think that's almost impossible. Assuming you keep it sealed, you'll still have about $25 minimum, no matter what. More realistically, if you wanted to sell the game, even on Facebook Marketplace, if you weren't doing eBay, I think you could definitely get at least 30. I think probably with almost 100% certainty, $40 minimum if you wanted to do it. So, when I look at this, I'm a fan of the game. In particular, I'm not a game preservationist or whatever, and I'm not someone who goes, oh my God, if I don't own a physical copy of this, Nintendo's gonna steal my shit. Actually, no, for the most part, I end up losing more of my games and stuff when I have for example, my Nintendo Switch, my OG version was stolen. I had several games of that, physical cartridges that got lost. Now the games that I was actually able to keep playing and now still have my account actually, such as Pokemon Shield, that I got as digital copies, those are tied to my Nintendo account and I'm able to access them. So I think there's trade-offs, and I think there's give and take with the physical versus the digital copies of these games. But a common reason why you do want to get the physical copy, or why people tell me they like the physical version, is because they have the possibility of reselling it, and they also assign a value to it. Even if they don't decide to sell it at all, they still assign a value to that item. So for example, with the Hollow Knight thing, essentially what I'm saying here is if you know a little bit about gaming, and you're aware of the game, I think it's pretty much a certainty where you could probably double your money if you just got the Best Buy game and wanted to list it. And in addition, even if you wanted to play the game, which I think is normal. I saw a post about how there's the Pokemon 3DS where someone was playing it and saying consoles are meant to be played, games are meant to be played. So for example, you want to open the game, assuming you don't tear apart the manual and the map inside, don't set it on fire, don't rip it, don't spit on it or whatever, then you can probably still sell that. Not new, but probably at least used in very good shape, probably for at least $30 or $45. I'm just thinking a year or two ahead. No. So it's like, you know, again, don't think of this shit like an investment, but when I'm kind of looking at physical versus digital purchases here, you know, that's the stuff that goes through my mind, because a lot of times, particularly with the Nintendo games, depending on, you know, which ones I'm getting, there's situations where honestly, it's worth it, frankly, to pay more to get the physical copy, resell it later, or just at least hold it. And, you know, sometimes even I get the digital version for a fraction of it later on. Anyway, just want to point that out. I picked up a physical copy of it. You know, it's a great game. If you haven't played it already, I would highly recommend it.